Ron, do you want Rosedale? Is that what you're going by? basketball left. If you're going to be making a move, you've got to make that move pretty quick. Here's what the top 10 in girls Division III basketball looks like. Number 1 team in the state, undefeated, the Page Sand Devils. Can anybody beat Page? I'm not sure anybody can. Nobody has yet. Page undefeated and number 1 in Division III for the girls. The number 2 team, Valley Christian. Hey, Valley Christian. Well, they've got an undefeated power points record, 10-0 for the season. And boy, Valley Christian is very, very good on both the boys and the girls sides. Their boys team is also, I believe, a top 3 team right now. The girls are number 2 for Valley Christian. Number 3 in the state, Camp Verde. Number 4 is Winslow. No real surprise there, is there? The number 5 team, San Carlos. Number 6 in the state is Tuba City. Number 7, Many Farms. Number 8, Push Ridge. The number 9 team is Safford. And the number 10 team in the state are the Holbrook Lady Roadrunners, who have a 7-3 power points record right now. Check a couple of more for you here before we drop down to find out where Snowflake is. Number 11 is Estrella Foothills. The number 12 team right here tonight, the Alchesay Lady Falcons, who are 7-3 in power points games. Alchesay number 12. The number 13 team, Monument Valley. Not used to seeing them that low. That's a good position, number 13. That gets you solidly into the playoffs. But for Monument Valley, aren't we used to seeing them much higher ranked in girls basketball than that? The number 14 team, American Leadership Academy. Number 15 is Window Rock. And right now, coming into this game tonight, the number 16 team, the Snowflake Lady Lobos. So tonight here in the girls game, you've got number 16 Snowflake taking on number 12 Alchesay. They got very similar overall records, both teams with 10 victories, and very similar power points records as well. Power points, they don't really call them that. They call them the seedings games. Alchesay with a 7-3 record in seedings games. Snowflake with a 6-3 record in seedings games. Down on the court, 2 teams here about to be introduced to the fans, and we are about ready to get this thing rocking and rolling at Lobo Gymnasium. Doubleheader of basketball. First, the girls varsity coming up in just a couple of moments, and then it's boys varsity basketball right here on the radio. Sports Zone Radio presents Northland Basketball, and it's brought to you locally on Power 95.7 Hot FM by Cable One. Stand by. Starting lineups coming up next, and the opening tip. We'll get it underway when we return to Snowflake right after this. Broadcast from Snowflake High School. Meanwhile, the second quarter is underway of the girls varsity basketball game. 7:24 on the clock here in the second period. And Alchesay has just jumped out with a great lead here early on. In fact, they nearly held Snowflake to a shutout in the first period. Snowflake managed about midway through the quarter to get on the board for the first time with a free throw. And then toward the end of the first period, they got a layup. That was Tycee Copeland who gave them the layup. Katie Johnson made the free throw. Snowflake managed to get 3 on the board, and that's where they stand right now as we approach the 7-minute mark in the second quarter here at Snowflake High School. Alchesay, boy, they have had a great start to this girls' varsity game. The Alchesay Falcons are looking to try to move to an 11-win record on the season and maybe get a position or two in the standings on the girls' side and maybe move toward the top 10. These two teams, I think I mentioned that they were 12-16 coming into the action tonight in the standings for Division III girls basketball. On the Alchesay side, they are led by Chantel Harris with a couple of baskets. She has 4 points. Daria Stover has 4 points for the Alchesay girls, who have, after that great first quarter, kind of sputtered a little bit here to start this second period. In the first minute and a half, they have failed to get anything on the board. But then again, so is Snowflake. These two teams pitching shutouts here in the second quarter. And a reminder, by the way, that coming up at halftime, the Northland Pioneer College halftime report here on our broadcast. So we welcome you back, everybody. Sports Zone Radio presents Northland Basketball. It's brought to you locally on the radio by Cable One. My name is Floyd Simmons here on the play-by-play call as you're driving in, perhaps from White River, making the trip up to see these games. Maybe see the boys varsity game coming up a little later on tonight. We welcome you and hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Down on the courts, Alchesay going to go to the free throw line. A personal foul called. This will be the 4th team foul on Snowflake, picking up the foul for the Lady Lobos. Tycee Copeland, and Tycee gets personal foul number 1 of the day. 2-shot foul coming up at the free throw line. Darius Stover. She missed the first foul try. She'll get another one. She sets herself. Gets a lot of arc on it. And she makes the second. 5 points in the game for Stover. That leads the Alchesay Falcons. They're on the board in the second quarter, and they have a 10-point lead over Snowflake. 13-3, our score. 5:50 on the clock. There's a lob inside. It goes to Audrey Livingston, and Audrey had the ball knocked out of her hands in the process. She drew the foul. This ends up being the 6th now team foul on Alchesay. Picking up the foul was Chantel Harris. And that's Chantel's first foul of the day. Will leave the game, as a matter of fact, with that foul. And coming in to replace her is Honey Parker. Parker into the game. Livingston at the line for Snowflake. First foul try was no good. Second one bounced around and made it home. So she got that second shot to go. Snowflake again on the board. Half their points, almost a quarter and a half into the game, are from the foul line. Only one field goal in the game so far for Snowflake. This might be one. A steal, a 2-on-1, and Tycee Copeland can't finish. The pass was a little too far in front of her, and she was under the basket, so her shot was blocked by the backboard. But she'll get a 3 opportunity in the corner as she gets the ball back. Missed that shot a little short. Rebound. That's Marissa Godfrey. She feeds Tori Flake on the right wing for a 3. Tori's shot is no good, and it's smacked out of bounds. Tori came in, was able to slap the ball, and it went off of the Falcons. Last touching it was Morgan Smith. And the inbound play for Snowflake works pretty well. It comes into Tori Flake. She's in the paint, had a little layup, couldn't make it go, though. She missed the shot. The rebound comes down to Honey Parker of Alchesay, and she gets fouled pretty quick like by the Lady Lobos. Picking up her second personal foul of the day is Melissa Ike. Ike with 2 fouls. And that will be an inbound That'll be an inbound for the Falcons. And they'll get called for 5 seconds. That's a turnover. Snowflake will get the ball back here. 4:46 on the clock, second period. Welcome to game one of our broadcast doubleheader. Sports Zone Radio bringing you Northland basketball. Here comes the ball in the front court for Snowflake. Marissa Godfrey off to Melissa Ike in the high post. She tries to swing it down to the right side. I think she was looking for a teammate to be busting baseline on that one, and nothing doing there. The ball is thrown out of bounds. So now halfway through the second period, approaching the 4-minute mark now. Here's a lob inside to Stover. It's a pretty good pass. I think the girl that dumped it in there was Yvette George on a very nice pass to set up what looked like a sure field goal opportunity. However, the shot was partially blocked and a foul was committed by Snowflake. 2-shot foul coming up for Stover. She's at the line now. Not her first time at the line. Katie Johnson was the lady who picked up that foul a moment ago for Snowflake. Stover at the line. First shot, no good. The second shot's a little bit long as well. It's no good. She is 1 for 4 at the line today, but does have 7 points to lead Alchesay in scoring today. Snowflake trying to bring the ball quickly into front court, and Macy Rollins, who checked into the game just a few moments ago, trying to lob the ball inside, throws it away. The ball goes out of bounds. Check the 5 on the floor for Snowflake. Macy Rollins, as I said. Tycee Copeland is out there. So is Marissa Godfrey, along with Katie Johnson and Melissa Ike. Those are your 5 Lady Lobos in the game right now. Also into the game for Alchesay is Daviona Antonio, and she handles the ball here. Gives it up, and now a stolen ball. Snowflake the steal, and a great job to finish on the fast break against some pretty good defense. Tycee Copeland showing some speed. She gets the basket. 4 points in the game for Tycee, and a near steal on this next trip down the floor for Alchesay. The ball thrown inside. Macy Rollins got a hand on it. Macy was able to knock the ball out of bounds. Alchesay controls. Here comes inbound. Falcons bring it in. That's Antonio. She gives it up. Amber George with the ball. A drive. Dish to her teammate. That's Antonio finishing off. Daviona Antonio gets the basket for the Falcons, who now lead 15-6. 9-point lead. The biggest lead of the day was 10 points for the Falcons. And now the Lobos will try to cut that. Here's a 3 on the way, and it's beautifully done. Shot is good. Tycee Copeland's having a great first half for the Snowflake Lobos, trying to keep her team in the game, and she trims the Alchesay lead now down to 6. It's 15-9. Falcons on top. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the first half. Dribbling around out on the perimeter with the basketball. That is one of those girls that does not appear on the roster here for Alchesay. We'll try to associate a name with that number 35. Right now, Honey Parker now swings it to the top of the key. That's Amber George for 3. Missed the shot for the Falcons. Rebound. Snowflake up the floor. Godfrey's pass is knocked away, and it's out of bounds. Pretty good effort. Honey Parker came up, get a hand on it, and she chased it toward midcourt, but couldn't quite get to it. Went out of bounds, and it will give Snowflake another chance. Tori Flake took a break, comes back into the game. She replaces Macy Rollins. Marissa Godfrey stands ready to throw the ball in, while the Falcons will also do some substituting. Honey Parker coming out of the game. And checking in is Darius Stover. So you got Stover out there on the floor, along with Yvette George, Amber George. Also, Chantel Harris is in the game. And rounding out the 5 on the floor for Alchesay is Leah Urbanski. And a little feed inside for Snowflake. Melissa Ike had a look at it. She was in the paint, kind of turned to her left, rolled it up there, and I thought it was going to go in for sure. It just rolled off the rim. No good. Snowflake missing on that opportunity. 2:05 left in the half. Falcons have it, right side. Here's a long three. The jump shot is on the way. It's no good for Yvette George. Rebound, Snowflake. Johnson had it, now up the floor, Tori Flake for three, right side. Her shot, no good. Tried to follow that shot, but Falcons were there for the rebound. Stover brought it down. She fed her teammate up the floor. Here is Amber George, and a dangerous bounce pass in the paint. Stover had a hand on it, but Snowflake was able to tip it away. The Lobos make the steal that got the ball up the floor. And we've got a whistle. And turnover. Snowflake turned the ball over. Didn't see what they did. Just know that they did turn it over. 15-9. The Falcons have the ball and the lead. Top of the key. Darius Stover looking for someone inside. There's Urbanski with the lob inside into the paint. She had good position on Audrey Livingston. And Audrey had to reach in there to ball. The pass that came in, it was a beautiful pass. That would have been an easy basket for Urbanski, but a foul. Livingston picked up her first for Snowflake. Inbound for the Falcons, and an offensive foul called. They're going to call Yvette George for pushing off. George with her first foul of the day. For the Lady Falcons. Well, I'm not sure how many team fouls. I think the Falcons have 4 and the Lobos have 5. Under a minute left in the half. Snowflake, they give it up. Falcons running, unable to get a shot away. They'll set. Now a three. That shot is no good. Missed. Rebound Snowflake. They're running. Livingston up the floor, has an open look right side, and she is able to make that little 8-footer. The jump shot on the baseline is good for Livingston. She's got 3 points for the Lady Lobos. 33 seconds left in the half. Falcons holding. Now they're going to shoot. Stover. She swung around. Shot off the baseline. No good. Rebound. Snowflake had it for a moment. That was Godfrey with it. Marissa had the ball, and then she decided to pick up her dribble, and here came the defense. Stover tied her up. Jump ball. Falcons have it with 25 seconds left in the half. Inbound. Yvette George. Rather, that's Amber George. And now the ball goes in. Shot is up and no good. A couple of opportunities. 3 misses for the Falcons. Chantel Harris had 2 shots at it. Urbanski was able to get a rebound and put the one up in between those 2 other shots, but none of them would fall for the Falcons. They have to give it up with 13 seconds now. Inbound for Snowflake. Godfrey up to Flake. 8 seconds. Flake driving. Kick out left side. Katie Johnson. Set shot. No good. Rebound Snowflake. Tori has it. 1 second. And there's your time right there. Little shot just after the buzzer that almost hit the nets from past half court by the Falcons. That was a great pass. That girl can play some baseball, I'll bet. Didn't see who threw that. But I think it was Yvette George. That great arm. And look at this. After a big first period by the Falcons, they led 12-3 at the end of the first quarter, had a lead of 10 points at the start of the second period. After all of that, Snowflake is able to battle back into this one and make it a game. And our score going into halftime, Alchesay 15, Snowflake 11. How about those Lobos outscoring Alchesay by a count of 8-3 in that second quarter to get back into this one. And it's a 2-basket game as we go into halftime. Coming up, the NPC halftime report is on the way. Want to invite you to stand by for that. And remind you that Sports Zone Radio presents Northland Basketball, brought to you locally on Power 95.7 Hot FM by Cable One. And our halftime report coming up next.
Fast enough?
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So super speed means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
Good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.
So did it break up at all during that stretch?
We know cars and trucks at Williams Brothers Auto Service. Our certified mechanics employ today's latest automotive technology and are equipped to handle all major and minor auto repair services on foreign and domestic vehicles. Locations in Show Low and Snowflake.
Certainly 7:30 p.m. That's when Snowflake and Alchesay will battle a rematch of last week's Snowflake victory just a few days ago. Snowflake defeating Alchesay in White River. Can the place? We'll find out in the boys' game coming up a little later on. Right now we're at halftime of the girls' matchup, and it looks a little something like this. The score: Alchesay 15, Snowflake 11. That's our score. Leading the way for the Falcons, who are on top right now, Darius Foster. She has 7 points in the game. Chantel Harris with 4 points. Daviana Antonio, 2 points. Yvette George has 2 points for the Falcons. And for the Lady Lobos, well, they've had 3 girls manage to get into the scoring column. Tycee Copeland's had the best night so far, and she also leads the team in scoring with 7 points to this point in the game. Audrey Livingston has 3 points for Snowflake, and Katie Johnson has a single point so far in this one. Snowflake managed just 1 field goal in the first period. In the second quarter, they got a little bit more going, but still only 3 field goals in that entire 8 period. So getting that offense waking up and moving in the second half is something that Don Godfrey, the head coach of Snowflake, will be doing with his girls. And by the way, I just want to throw something out there. Alchesay boys varsity basketball team needs to be very careful. They're on the court right now warming up, and that's pretty common that the boys varsity teams will come out on the court during halftime of the girls game and warm up. But I just noticed a moment ago, I saw one of the players on the Falcons team come through the paint and dunk the basketball. He went up, slammed it, grabbed the rim, and that is a technical foul. Even if you're just warming up. Well, I mean, in a game you can do it, but you're not allowed to do that during warm-ups. And if I'm Coach Kyle Goklish of the Falcons, I might go out and say something to my guys. You don't want to be doing that. If the officials happen to see that, then you'll get a technical foul. And what a crazy begin a basketball game, right? All right, down on the floor, the Alchesay Lady Falcons lead Snowflake 15-11. We're at halftime, and more of the NPC halftime report when we return right after these words. Stand by.
Power 95.7.
Pick it up, buddy.
Common sense here. What's all this?
This is our DSLerator. Our internet from the phone company is just too slow. We try to stream movies, but all we get is this.
And kids just have all this natural energy anyway.
Or you could get Cable One high-speed internet. It's 10 times faster than DSL.
So super speed means
Super streaming.
I'm okay.
good hustle there, sport.
Cable One, it's just common sense.